What is up, my Lorcana Goons, and welcome back to the Lorcana Goons channel. You're watching the Monday Weekly Market Watch, where we go over Lorcana news, meta trends, and card prices. What is up, my Goons? My name is Kevin. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, like, comment, and subscribe because we have some news to talk about today. Look at this, guys. They announced a Lorcana challenge in Melbourne, Australia. Down under, I wish I had enough money to go to Australia to go play a DLC. That sounds cool, but Disney Lorcana challenges coming to Oceania. That seems really cool. One of the big things I want to mention is that here it says in the main event, 2 competitors will win an invitation to the 2025 Lorcana World Championship. We now know that if you win a DLC, you get a Worlds invite this year as well. I imagine the second place person is also going to get that invite as well, right? So if you're in Australia or around there, you can play a DLC now. So that's pretty cool. I know some people who got their ticket for this event, and they basically decided if I don't do well at North American qualifier or at North American Continentals Challenge, whatever, then they will make the trip to Australia all the way from North America. And there's a decent amount of players that are going to do that. So very interesting. Let me know what you guys think of that. Are you guys going to go to the Australian DLC? Next up, I want to go over this cool bit of news. This weekend, I got to team up with a couple Lorcana Illumineers. We had Brent Mackay, Patrick and Monica from Lorcana Duo. We had Dan Rigo of Citizens Lorcana. We had a bunch of other people, Ryan, everyone who was there that weekend, shout out. We got to work for Ravensburger at the Disney lot, the Burbank Studios lot, for an employee night and some D23 night. And we were just teaching people how to play Lorcana. So that was really cool. Shout out everyone from Ravensburger for asking me to help out with that event. It was really awesome. We got to give away packs, taught some kids how to play Lorcana. A lot of people definitely interested in the game. People were saying they collect the cards, but they don't know how to play yet. And it was really awesome to kind of break that barrier and introduce them to the game and let them know that the game is really easy to learn. And if you're somewhat of a competitive player, then you can get into it a step further. And we even had some little kids who, they went from never questing a card in their life, and towards the end of the night, they were questing with other characters, slapping locations, challenging, using evasive characters, everything. So we had 2 starter decks and the gateways, and it was lots of fun. We got to hang out with the friends after the event too. So thanks again, everyone who said hi, and thanks again, all of the team right here, the fellow Lorcana Lumineers, for taking time out of their day to just do what we do love, which is to play Lorcana. Real quick, some meta news. Shout out B to Candio, aka Brendan DeCandio, for getting first place at the Charlie's Collectible 10K. Again, it's the second time he gets first place with this iteration of Amber Steel. It's the Amber Steel Dwarves location deck. He's playing Dwarves Mine and a bunch of other cards, and we're going to break that down in a video tomorrow that's going to release. But before we start talking about cards, I saw this headline earlier today talking about how the owner of Dragon Shield pleads guilty to a $2 billion fraud and money laundering scheme. And I just got to say, this is exactly why I personally buy Pristine Protection on the website. I use code GOONS10 to save 10% on my order. PristineProtection.com, everybody. Not involved with any billion-dollar money laundering schemes. And if you need sleeves for your beautiful cards, hit them up. Go ahead and use code GOONS10 to save 10% on your order. And in my opinion, these sleeves are better quality and are actually just a much better bang for your buck than something like Dragon Shield. $9 is the retail, and like I said, save some money. Pristine Protection, tcg.com, my goons. But let's get on into this market watch because that's what we're here for. We have cards to put into those sleeves. I want to talk about the Rapunzel Gifted with Healing promo that you get at the DLCs. Kind of going up in price. These fell below 100 for a little bit, and slowly but surely they've been climbing up. But week by week, they've been hitting as high as 115. I mean, Top Cut Chicago is the lowest verified, $115 with shipping included is basically what you're going to be paying for this Rapunzel now. That's kind of like where it started off when the DLCs launched in North America, and they fell down to below 100, and now you can find them for a little bit at 115 again. We got some new promos coming around the corner because the Baymax Armored Companion promo is going to be available at the North American Championship. This is going to be a card selling for around $142. Moo Milk Tank has them, 4 of them, ready for you to go lowest verified. And so they kind of stick around 150. If you're able to get it for a little bit cheaper, that's kind of a good price because, yeah, I think they're going to be sitting at 150 at least until they're available in North America. I know the Cusco is kind of sitting around that price too, a little bit less than this, maybe like 120. But when they're in North America, they're probably gonna be a little bit cheaper because they're gonna be easier to get. Right now, you're probably paying that extra premium because they were only available overseas, right? Elsa, Spirit of Winter. I want to talk about this card because it hit like a bottom of a high 700, low 800, and I was curious to see if it was gonna go lower than 800 or stick the raw Elsa Enchanted. I wanted to see if it was gonna stay around 800 or dip below, and it's looking like 800 was the bottom, was the floor for this card, because it bounced off 800, and we had some sales that are around 850, 789, 799, 849, 875. This is all throughout December. So if you're trying to get your Elsa for less than 800, I don't think there's going to be any available anymore for a little bit. Games Vault Florida is lowest verified at 825 again. NC Games non-verified 830, and then Mystic TCG jumps to 850. So 850 is probably what you're gonna have to pay for an enchanted Elsa right now. Again, one of the best cards you can get in Lorcana. But I'm curious to know if for all those who have bought in first chapter packs, either you got them from Target or from that bundle, or just in general you've been getting the first chapter packs. Did you pull an enchanted Elsa? Have you seen people pull enchanted Elsa? More enchanteds going up this week. Sisu Empowered Sibling going up in price a little bit. These were sitting at like a clean 120, even a little bit cheaper, almost like 110 is what I was seeing them at the end of November. And now they're jumping back up to as high as 169 with $1.27 shipping by Lorcana Card Guru. Then it jumps to around 180. We have 178.99 by Nerd Rage Gaming. There's only 6 listings for this Sisu as well. So getting close to that $200 mark because there is only a couple listings available. This card being very good, especially if you're a Ruby Amethyst enjoyer like myself. I feel like that Shift Sisu does kind of make the difference sometimes when playing against some decks like Green Purple or even something as fast as Amber Steel. So Shift Sisu, very powerful in the meta, also being used in Red Blue, right? So if you're playing Ruby Sapphire, you're going to want to be playing copies of this Shift Sisu. And if you're trying to make your deck super shiny, this is the highest rarity Sisu, right? Tinkerbell Giant Fairy, this card kind of sticking around its $300 price. It did fall a little bit. In the beginning of December to a little bit cheaper than 300. I want to say they were around 275-ish is what I was seeing some recent sales go for. Oh, even cheaper. Yeah, we had one sell, a light plate sell for 230. Some light plates selling at 260, near mints around 280, 285 is what it was looking at in November. And right now the lowest verified is 294. There's a couple listings about 20, but they're starting to hit that $300 range. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 listings at $300 before it hits the 320. So Tinkerbell Giant Fairy, a little bit less than 300. I think this card's still very relevant right now. Robin Hood Champion of Sherwood, lowest verified today is going to be 177.90 by Health Points TCG. Kind of looks like some were selling for a little bit less than 170, around 166, 165, and now the lowest verified is in that 170 to 180 range. After that, it starts to hit 190 by Pokey and Nick Hits right here, and not too long before it hits $200+, right? The lowest are $300. I don't think it'll get there, but there's only 8 listings right now available, right? But that's enough for the enchanteds. I want to talk about the meta cards of the format. It's looking like Maui Half Shark is finally coming down in price. Lowest verified is now $28.99 by Termina Trading. No longer in the $30 range, at least as of today. So that's kind of a deal in my opinion. That's somewhat of a deal right there. Waxing Nostalgic, $28 with $1 shipping. So a couple of different sellers have it for less than $30 just by a little bit. And if you want cold foils, they are still sitting at $50+. $51.49 by Omega Gaming. Then it jumps to $61.72 going by verified sellers by Locage Gaming, right? Next up, we have Genie Wish Fulfilled. Check this out. Lowest verified today is $11.50 by Quick Save Games and $1.27 shipping. Not bad considering the next verified is $16.26 by the House of Cards, CTLV. Hey, shout out Quick Save Gaming. That's the deal right there. That's them deals. Shout out you guys. So after this $11 listing, we have a $12 listing from Another Level. They're not verified, but they have 100% rating, so maybe consider them. But after that, though, you're going to have to pay around $16, almost $17 for this card. Over the weekend, these were hitting as high as $20+. And cold foils are still $30+ for a cold foil Genie. Neat Gamers has the lowest verified at $31 with shipping included. If you want to play cold foil Genie in your deck, we have a whole new world this week, kind of hitting prices of $9+. We have $9.22 with shipping included by the Pokeshop BST. They have 8 of them for you, so if you want 2 different whole new world decks, you can buy all of them from one seller. That looks like a deal to me if I've ever seen it. $15.98 568 is the lowest verified by Top Cut Chicago. If you want cold foil whole new worlds, that's a good price right now, I think, and they have 3 of them. So you can get all of them from one seller. These used to be more than $20. So if you can, fork up the money, you want to save a little bit of money right now is a good time to buy these cold foil whole new worlds if you want a shiny deck, right? Flynn, Ryder, Frenemy. Love to see it. This guy just coming back into the format. Ruby Amethyst. Shout out Kendall Burdett, by the way, because he got second place at that Charlie's Collectible show 10K event, and he was playing Flynn, Ryder, Sisu, Ruby Amethyst, right? This card just kind of going back up in price, solidifying its place in that deck. I feel like people were kind of coming in and off of that deck, and some red-blue players also using Flynn, Sisu as an engine to gain lore, right? Lowest verified is by Pro Play Games. They're going to have 2 of them for you at $368 with $1.27 shipping, so around $5 for this Flynn Ryder now. Yeah, even the non-verified sellers have it for $325 with extra shipping. So by the time you're done paying the shipping costs, you're gonna have to pay around $5 for this Flynn Ryder. And let's check out these cold foils. They have 21 listings, and they are now $10 easy. Love to see it. Yeah, last week around December 5th, December 6th, they were around $7 to $8, and now the lowest verified is $9.97. That's with shipping included by Milton's Collectibles, and Underground Games $9.99 by Underground Games, right? Milton Collectibles has a deal though because they have 3 of them, so not too bad if you want to get your cold foil Flynns. And after that, guys, they start to jump to $12, $15 from the next verified. So yeah, going by verified sellers, there's only 2 that have it around $10 before it hits $15. So I don't know, maybe I don't know, maybe consider getting the Flynn Rider foils right now. Strength of a Raging Fire kind of calming down in price a little bit. At one point, these were selling for $7 pretty easily, and now we have lowest verified at $578 with Fat Chats Gaming. So that's not a bad price. That looks like a deal to me. Cold foils for this card are going to be as low today as $12 from some non-verified sellers. $11.89 with dollar shipping by Legendary Draw. Don't have any sales though, but Skycloud here, non-verified. They have 100% rating. They got you for $11.90 with $1 shipping. After that though, Crispy Magic is the lowest verified at $13.50 with $1.20 shipping. So if you want your cold foil Strength of Raging Fires, they're getting close to $15 right now. You can find them online for some non-verifieds for around $12, and this Legendary Draw person has 4 of them for you ready to go. If you want to get all 4, you can, but that looks kind of like a deal actually when some of them are hitting as high as $15. I want to talk about some uncommons that are just really powerful to, I guess, have or find in your bulk, because this is good trade value. And one of the big things about Lorcana that I noticed is that a lot of people don't trade. I'll take my trade binder sometimes to events or to locals, and I'll ask people, do you have trades? Do you want to trade? People are so hesitant to trade. I get it. You're collecting raw collectors, but don't you guys have extras? Don't you ever, isn't there cards you're just looking for? You know what I mean? It is a trading card game after all, but I also do think that there is almost of a stigma when it comes to trading. I know that people come from other card games and they've probably had like bad experiences with trades or something like that, or maybe they just have heard, or maybe they even just feel like they don't want any transactionary conversations, and I totally get that. But like cards like this, like the uncommons that I want to go over right now, I think are good trade bait. They're good cards to have on you in case you are trying to trade or something, like T-Pos, for example. Uncommons that are very important in all the Sapphire decks, almost more important than Fishbone Coal right now, and that's why the lowest verifieds are now 83 cents with extra shipping, $1.27 shipping. So you're gonna have to pay around $2 per T-Po if you just get it from one seller on TCG Player right now. So at least $1 in person if you don't want to include that shipping, right? Cold foils have come down in price though, which is very interesting to see. We have plenty of non-verified sellers that have it for $4 with extra shipping, so around $5. And lowest verified is going to be $409 with $1.27 shipping. Then it's Melbourne Trading $540 with shipping included for a cold foil T-Po. These used to be like $10, right? So to see them half off, like a 50% off deal, that's for sure them deals right there. Yeah, from $9.99 to around $5 for your cold foil T-Pos. Diablo, also a very important uncommon card right now. I feel like everyone's playing this in the green purple deck. Very important. 75 cents lowest verified by Lobo Cards. They have 25 of them for you in case you want to just pick up a bunch of Diablos, or if you have like multiple purple decks, you can get them all from this person. That's kind of a deal because after that, the next listing is Dr. Potato Cards. They have 2 of them at $1.10 with extra shipping. So you're already paying about $2 each if you're just buying one by one. Melbourne Trading $116 with extra shipping. Dungeon Games $117 with extra shipping. Ideally, you're probably buying them by the playset, so this card might be a little bit easier to just buy 4 of. So maybe you do want to take advantage of Lobo Cards right here and pay 75 cents each, to get your playset, and then the extra shipping, because you might save some money as opposed to like trying to buy them individually and having to pay about $1 or $2 per each one from different sellers. And then along came Zeus selling today for around $4 to $5. Milton's Collectibles 318 with $1.27 shipping. I like this card a lot. I think it's underrated. Pennington Sales has them for 230 with $1.27, and then Indie Pokeseller 230 with $1.27 shipping. So they're really cheap right now, and I think for a card that like one shots Genie, I'm surprised it's not being played more in the meta. If you guys are having trouble dealing with Genies, along came Zeus might be the card you're looking for. There's also Enchanted rare for this, which is doing pretty good this week. It's around like 160, but the cold foils are pretty cheap in my opinion. This is a rare, right? So usually cold foil rares end up being a little bit more expensive than this, but lowest verified is $6.99 by Underground Games, and then 95 has them for $6.99 as well. Shout out you because they have three of them. So if you want three cold foil Zeus, you get them off in this one seller. And like I was saying, I just think that Zeus is really important right now in steel decks. Obviously depends on your strategy, but in a format where people are playing 3 to 4 Genie, I think Zeus is kind of nice. It also deals with Maui Shark and Pluto. Some other cool bulkish cards are like Bonsai. There's another one I want to go over because this guy's just been going up and up and up in price. I want to say like earlier, and earlier in the month or even 2 months ago, they were selling for 50 cents, and since then they have shot up. Now the lowest verified is 195 with $1.27 shipping. Love to see it. These are like $2 to $3 now. Because if you want to buy from different sellers, you got to pay at 199 with extra shipping. So around $3 for this Bonsai. That's kind of cool. Check out the cold foils. I know these like to also bounce around in price. All right, so lowest verified is going to be 7-Eleven. Shout out you, Turtle Haven, for having this awesome listing. Pretty low, around $7 for your cold foil Bonsais. And yeah, they've been going up in price too. They used to be in the $7 mark. They came down, but now they're back at $7. Emerald Amethyst, man, I'm telling you, they're pretty good deck right now. Here's some deals for you guys. Lilo Making a Wish. This card's really cheap right now. This card used to sell for like $5-6. Obviously, it sold for $20 in the first format, but or even during like October, November, this card was selling for around $5 to $6. And now the lowest verified is 186 with $1.27 shipping by TriStars Hobby. That's pretty cheap. We also have Chog's Lorcana cards here for $1 with $1.27 shipping. They're a non-verified seller though, so I think that's pretty cheap. Those are some deals right there. Then it kind of sticks around this $2 to $3 range by For the Win FTW. So 231 with $1.27 shipping. So like I said, these used to be around $5-6, especially when like Hyper Aggro gets really hyped up, right? Usually in the beginning of a format, there's always a Hyper Aggro deck that everybody can play, and it usually involves playing copies of this Lilo anyways, and Maleficent biding her time. So maybe there's a world where this card goes back up in price the way it tends to do when aggro decks come out. Bell Strains but Special is really cheap right now. These were selling for dang near $20, and now lowest verified is $9.99 by Cardboard Castle with $1 shipping. So around $10 to $11 for your Bell Strange but Specials this week, and I think that's pretty good. $35 is the price for the cold foil going by lowest verified. Neat Gamers, shout out you guys. Yeah, these also going down in price. They used to be almost $50 in the middle of November, and now we're in December and they're hitting as low as $35. People need that Christmas money, so take advantage of these deals. Bell, the Accomplished Mystic, however, has been going up in price. If you didn't get these for around 50 cents to $1 when they were pretty much dirt cheap months ago, now you're gonna have to pay at least $3 for each one. Lowest verified is one TCG Games 309 with $1.27 shipping. Not too shabby. Some non-verified sellers here have it for a little bit cheaper. $2.99, same price with $1.27 shipping. $1.25 with $2 shipping. So it's around $3 for this card right now. But as we scroll to the end of the page, we have Zig's Card House for $4.25 with extra shipping. So it's getting close to that $5 range for this super rare Bell Accomplished Mystic. Last week the cold foils were really expensive, like more than $20, and this week they're a little bit cheaper. Cycle Turtle Games has them for $17.96. They have two of them for you with $1 shipping. Not too shabby. Shout out Cycle Turtle, by the way. They're locals in Southern California and they're pretty chill. Love to see it. Some cold foils that I want to go over for you guys are Merlin Goat. I think Merlin Goat is really good this format, obviously as good as it's ever been, right? But there's even more ways to burst lore, and I think it shows in the market. Check this out. From $7 to $9, the lowest verified today is not even going to be $9. Lowest verified is going to be $20. $19.99 by Battle Phase. But there's a bunch of non-verified sellers here that also have it listed if you want it for not $20, right? We have Chernobog cards here. Love that name, funny. That's going to be Chronobog's cards. It's going to be $8 and $8.15 with $1 shipping. Like I said, they're non-verified. And then we have a $10 listing here, $5.09 with $5 shipping by Fidget Spine. So if you want to give some non-verified sellers your money and save some money on a cold foil goat, instead of paying $20, you can pay around $10 to $15 for these cold foil goats from some non-verified sellers. As a Ruby Amethyst appreciator, I have to start looking at some of these gold foils before they keep shooting up in price because I think Ruby Am such a good deck. Junk Ease has these cold foil brooms at $2 with $1.20 week shipping. Not too bad. After that, 225 is the lowest verified by Coyote Cards. So it's around a $2 to $3 cold foil each one. If we could find them at that price, that'd be really cool. Elsa, the fifth spirit from Shimmering Skies. This card continues to kind of keep its expensive price point. Lowest verified is now $7.95 Village TCG, so it's an $8 non-foil, which is pretty good, not too shabby. And the cold foil, because it is available in the starter deck, is not going to be much more. It is slightly more expensive at $9.50, so a little bit less than $10 by Pro Play Games. And check this out, they have 389 cold foil Elsas for you. So you don't have to get your Elsas from anybody else cold foil because Pro Play Games has pretty much all of them. They have all of them. They're going to have the lowest listing for a while. Oh, I also want to talk about Smee, Bumbling Mate. Forgot to mention this one in the uncommons because this one just continues to go up in price week by week. Lowest verified for a non-foil Smee, Mr. Smee, Bumbling Mate is going to be $1.50 with $1.27 shipping. So that's almost $3. If you're going to buy two of them at once, you will save a little bit of money, but not that many sellers have that option for you to buy more than one. So if you have to buy, if you get them from a couple different sellers, you're going to be paying around $3 each for this uncommon steel card. Really nice, really nice. And for the last deal of the week, the Ursula's Return booster boxes sell for really cheap. They've been selling for really cheap in the last couple weeks, and you can get them right now for around $95. Lowest verified is Gaming, etc. $92.92 for your Ursula's Return booster boxes. And this set isn't too bad. It comes with the Shift Sisu, it comes with Diablo, it comes with some interesting enchanted rares, you know. So I think it might be worth it if you just want to crack some packs, especially right now that like Sisu is a decently expensive legendary. Diablo's still more than 20 some dollars. For sure, this set has better legendaries, I think, than Azurite Sea. But Azurite Sea has the genies and some of those nice rares, right? But that's going to be all for this week's Market Watch. Thank you, my Lorcana Goons, for joining me. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're a Lorcana Goon because it does support the channel. Huge shout out to everybody again from Team Ravensburger for inviting me to help out with this event. It was really fun. And shout out to everybody who was there helping us out too. I had fun with all of you. Can't wait to see what this meta report will look like when we drop that video tomorrow. So if you like this content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and consider joining our Discord, our Patreon, our YouTube members group if you want to support even more. My name's Kevin. Stay tuned to Lorcana Goons, and we'll see you goons next time.